Before hitting New Winchester, I think we will sell our port reports, which I remember would happen just a bit further away. Is it just there? Victory Hall. Terror went down by a good amount. The Assembly, a coalition of independent mining settlers, colloquially called Taketis, gather and argue here. Deliver port reports here to receive rewards and win the Taketis' favor. So we can visit Victory Hall. Do they have shops? No. Raised in the wake of the blockade of New Winchester, this magnificence of glass and steel houses the colonial assembly. Here, representatives of the independent ports of the reach gather and quarrel. We could deliver our port reports to the indurate veteran or just chat with them. Let's chat first. She's taking a moment in the atrium, watching the stars burn coldly in the mists. An opportunity. Her skin is brown and her hair is beginning to grey. She wears a heavy, unbuttoned coat. Medals gleam in the shadows behind its lapels. One half of her face is scarred from frostbite. She is enjoying a quiet cigarillo while her peers argue in the Chamber of Assembly. You talk for a while about life in the skies. When her cigarillo is just a stub, she says, "I'd be grateful to hear reports of your travels, Principal. I suspect all manner of strife and imprudence is going to kick off in the foreseeable. I mean to be ready for it." Okay, let's do so. She listens with a scowl. "Well, I'd rather know than not, I suppose. And thank you for bringing this to me, rather than the BD. Stovepipes. I'll arrange a gratuity. BD. Bloody? Why is that? Redacted. Huh? That feels overly sensitive? Okay, well, it's gonna be that way, I guess. So we got 100. Well, that's extremely good. 100 sovereigns. We got the Taketis' gratitude, 1 fortune with the Taketis, and we lost 1 with the stovepipes. Okay. I think the stovepipes can get port reports and just a bit further. Let's just check it so I know for a fact that it is here. Yes. Company House, the local headquarters of the Windward Company, London's proxy in the Reach. Deliver port reports here to receive rewards and win the company's favour. We can visit the Windward Company. Following the uprising, the fortunes of the Windward Company fell in New Winchester. Let's chat with them as well. The foyer bristles with stovepipe hats. The prudent secretary pushes between them, narrow and unsmiling, with a blousy shirt and black trousers. The secretary's gender is the subject of some debate in the company canteen. Likely incautious driver? Okay. The secretary's prudence, however, is not. Both these facts provide the secretary with a great degree of satisfaction. Okay. Sounds like a total prick. I would be interested to receive reports on events in other ports, however small. The company has expansive interests. One never knows what might be important. Okay, no shops here. No shops. We're going to New Winchester. Okay, we are back at port. Terra did not go down this time. We could hire on crew. We are missing 7. Hire a few crew. That would cost 40. Hire many crew would cost us 80. Do we need crew? Bazaar, there are no new prospects. Victoria Market, that's what we absolutely need. I would really like for our money to be... Oh, it is actually... Can I have the pointer of my mouse? No. Well, we have 213 sovereigns. I didn't know you could see that on that screen. I'm glad you can. 213. So I can spend 80, that's okay. 120 should be fine. We have 93 left, we just don't buy crew. Let's do that. Is there anything new in here? Explore the city. Visit the Promise of Days. No. As for the shops... Okay. Well, we do actually need to... I'm gonna skip a bit of dialogue because, right, they know that Port Haven lies to the west-northwest. It was not east at all. It was quite the opposite way, in fact. Okay, well, that would explain that. Okay, well, let's do that right away, before I forget and write something wrong in my notes. West-northwest. Or was it west-southwest? I guess I should have written it on my notes. We just go full west and we should stumble upon it. Well, that's not going straight west. That was quite a long breeze. That was so damn inefficient. There's something to our east. It's moving. Okay, let's send the scout away. Well, that could very well be it. We will go. What is that sound? Rain? I guess so. That's a beautiful place anyway. A distant nebula shines on this place. Its light as mellow as melted butter. Okay. This is... Is that... Well, no. we've already read that in Kush's driver line. Settlers who live so far beyond the edge of civilization relish the... We have read that already. Eat your fill. Hospitality is important on the frontier. The settlers invite you to join them for a meal. Reduce terror. Okay. That's the only thing we can do actually, so let's do that. Your host says grace over the simple meal before you begin. The bread is mealy, but spiced with what tastes like cloves. The broth is filling. The fire is warm. You indulge yourself and remove your boots. Your terror has fallen. Has it? Where is the... That was the wrong way. I tried to dodge to avoid the thing, but since we are facing down... Right, yeah. Okay. Terror should be falling now. I guess it did. Behold, a ruin of giants. Gargantuan blocks jigsawed together, furred with moss and whispering with orchards. A bootleg village nestles amongst them. Smoke coils daintily from the chimneys. A leisurely game of cricket unfolds on the village green. Disembark, a ramshackle dock juts into the sky beside a farmyard scattered with rusty locomotive parts. Plating piping a chugging motor with its innards exposed. An oily-faced, black-haired girl waves your locomotive into position. Welcome to Port Haven, she calls as you disembark. A rich knot of scent greets you. Leaves and wood smoke, enriched by an infrequent but pungent intrusion of goats. Pungent indeed. Port Haven welcomes new visitors, but your novelty will wear off the more time you spend there. When you visit in the future, you may need to bring something to keep them friendly. Okay. So they're grumpy old people. I just expect them to be old because they are grumpy. Your Port Haven welcome is now 3. Okay. You can put a number on that. Port Haven spills prettily across sections of colossal drifting ruins. Its orchards bask in the evening gold light of a distant nebula. Right, so as we do things, we will wear out our welcome. And we could share gossip or host a tea party to get it up, but we are gonna first write a port report. Because that's free money. Were it not for talk of smugglers and sky beasts, you could easily confuse this place for a village on the world you left behind. It's quite peaceful here, apart from some fuss over a newspaper delivery. The villagers frown and change the subject when you ask about it. Okay. There are a bunch of places actually. Let's first... Okay, we can buy all of the seeds. An horticultural... Why is it spelled that way? There's supposed to be an H here. Is it a pronunciation thing? I guess. A buoyant broker is selling sacks of verdant seeds. The flora of the reach is dangerously fecund. Plant a seed, water it, give it a little light, and it will sprout overnight. During transport, it is vital the sacks be stored in a cool, dark, dry place. A hold is likely to become an impromptu shrubbery. Okay, we are now officially broke. Sharma and Sons. They sell souls too. We can sell stuff at half the value they sell it. Okay. Let's check the other places. The village green. A golden nebula scintillates above Port Haven's apple trees, allotments, eel fishes, and steepled church. Here you may, if you choose, immerse yourself in the village's quaint rhythms. We can visit the oral sommelier of the village green. Well, let's just go to the inn, or the sommelier. Someone has grafted brass wheels to the carcass of an old armoire, and impaled its top with a jaunty damasked umbrella. A man stands behind it, flesh and finery, the colours of the dawn. Flesh and finery, the colours of the dawn. I understand the words, I do not understand the syntax here. Shepherding customers through their sampling of wines. I guess it describes not the landscape, but what we are seeing, but what? Sweet wines, sour wines, subtle wines, and sinful spirits of every vintage, save, of course, the Hesperidian cider. He gives a small, sad laugh. I know because I looked. This is the only place with real apples, but even here that cider eludes me. He beckons you with a gloved hand. Asks him about the Hesperidian cider. A rare vintage unheard of and unseen since London. This merits investigation. Come here, come close and listen, you effervescent thing. I have a story. An associate of mine, he once gave me a sip of it, one golden drop placed under my tongue, and my life was changed. A carnivorous pleasure steeps in his voice as he speaks. I went back to the store immediately of course, but the price was too much. And then eventually the dreams drained away and I am here, serving wine to drunks. His laughter is black and bitter, but the auroral sommelier gives you the address nonetheless, just in case. If you decide to risk the same grief, favor it for me. Purchasable from an unusual shop in London. Okay. The village green, the heart of the village, surrounded by orchards of real apple trees that were shipped through the avid horizon as seeds. We could take a relaxing stroll around the village, maybe get our terror down, or watch a cricket match. So we have to be welcome for both, but this is dependent on weather. Okay, what the hell, let's just watch the cricket match. How's that? The game could surely be described as stately, but there is a moment of excitement when the batsman hits a six and the ball whizzes over the thatched roofs, off the edge of the pot, and is lost forever in the starry deeps. Does this make sense to anyone other than the British? Cricket. The audience groans. Play stops while someone goes to get another ball. I have actually played cricket once in my life. It was part of a... I'm lacking vocabulary here. It was part of a lesson in physical education in middle school. I don't think many French people have ever tried cricket. I don't remember too much of it. Did not make a strong impression, to be honest. Oh, the option has changed. We can now attend a service at the church. It's a small church with whitewashed walls. From within you hear the slow drone of a Sunday sermon. And that's because you have airs of Port Avon. What? We are wearing out our welcome though. What are our other options? Let's... Oh, there was the sommelier and there also is an inn. Okay. That was the wrong button. Botheridge's A Tour of Haven describes Port Avon's single public house as a welcome respite, justly famed for its authentic old earth cider. The locals can be welcoming for a while. That's the official statement about the pub, okay? You may be able to recruit more crew here. I'm broke, but if they just want to come for free, I will find ways to use them. The Nowhere Inn. Port Avon's first public house stands amidst a nodding copse of apple trees. Inside, brass gleams cozily on the beams. Window latches, door knobs, and other fittings retreat from the first locomotives that carried people here. A great polished wheel hangs on one wall. You can read a work of speculative fiction, appreciate an amount of cider, which is an iron challenge. Is the cider that strong, or are we that weak? Speak to a short-sighted cryptozoologist. Intercede in a mushroomy matter. Or head upstairs. A mushroomy matter. The pub is out of scrumpy. The barman blames a creature, a cross between a mushroom and a jellyfish. That's... I wanna be that. That sounds cool. It sways in its seat at the bar. Who does this creature belong to? Bellows a man. Fuchsia. Not too sure about the English pronunciation, but... Fuchsia, with rage. The Blemigan he points at is a grizzled member of its species, most of whom were left behind in the Neath. The Fuchsia gentleman roars in fury. Between bellows, the truth emerges. The Blemigan is no one's pet, and, far worse, no one will admit responsibility for its stab. Ah, that's terrible. The Blemigan isn't concerned with the tumult. It nods its cap at you with grim respect and plops a tendril into a mug of stout. It stares bleakly through the window. So we can leave the matter well alone or settle its bar tab, which we are broke, so that's not happening. How much would we need? 50. He drank for more than a full stack of supplies that lasts who knows what for 10 crew plus me, the captain. The creature does emit a rather appley aroma. It must have consumed an orchard's worth of scrumpy. It would be unduly charitable to pay its bar tab. Okay. A force. The Blemigan drinks serenely while squabbles continue above it. This is, of course, a problem for someone else. You can always drink cider. Okay, let's speak to that short-sighted cryptozoologist. She perches on a stool in the corner, staring at a map of the Reach. I could have... No, must have taken a wrong connection at New Winchester. Oh, did you get lost in the Reach? That would never happen to me. A tiny figure weighed down by 2 backpacks and a heavy duffel coat looks through thick glasses at her map and then up at you. Excuse me, I need passage. I don't suppose you could help me? I'm on a trail of unusual beasts. I shot 2 of them already. I'm your guy. I can pay you for your time? Yeah. I'm doubly her guy. Welcome her aboard or leave her to her maps. We will welcome her aboard. Where does she need to go? Hybris, beams the short-sighted cryptozoologist. She leans in conspiratorially. Conspirate, pronunciation of A can often be doubtful. Knocking over every glass on the table. They say there's a colony of singing Blemigans there. Why do you need to go to Hybris? There's one just here. You can pay its tab for 50 sovereigns and then use it as a test subject for whatever you... perhaps he's not singing. Though he has been drinking a lot of cider, so he should be singing. Anyway, they say there's a colony of singing Blemigans there. You know, the little mushrooms with teeth. I'm a huge fan of their poetry. I'd love to hear what they sing about. Okay, I will entertain you. So we could read a work of speculative fiction. Okay, I'll just head upstairs. Because there are... well, there is the new Somerset Hunting Club. which has exclusive rights to the rooms above the pub as well as its finest brandies. We are going. Thick cigar smoke curls through the air, filling this private chamber with premium-grade fog. Bloated gentlemen in well-worn military uniforms sit at mahogany tables, sipping port. They chanter of the old days and how very much better they were. Request membership of the club. It was a famous club in old London, home to not just nobles and distinguished soldiers, but ex-ministers, royal courtiers, and other members of high society. All sort of people. A stout veteran gives you a polite once-over. I suppose we could countenance an application? Of course, membership is not a matter of mere money. No. That's a good thing. He directs your attention to the trophies. Most are old and musty. Neat creatures, deer, foxes and a bear, all hunted in the members' now long-distant youth. Perhaps, if you could help decorate our walls with some impressive local fauna, we can talk matters of first payment and then membership. Of course, we could hunt the beasties ourselves. I'm sure you bloated old men could, yeah? And we will? Sure. By thunder, we will! But the fire is so warm and there is port left in the bottle. We need to bring them a cantankerous trophy. We can do that. A chorister trophy and a scribe spinster trophy. Okay. Well, we can't do any of it right now. What do we also have? The Cyclopean ruins. What palace was this? What giant king made his home here? And why did he abandon the vast stores of souls that the locals still quarry from beneath the stones? Perhaps you might risk a furtive excavation of your own. Not one of the looming stones is quite square, yet they all slot together immaculately. What were these ruins before their fall? Even their bones are tall and stately as the finest cathedrals of old France. What purpose did they serve in the past, plentiful days when their sun still shone? So there was a sun. We just don't know what happened to it. Okay. Conduct a nocturnal excavation. That sounds like a thing we would do. Or enjoy the picturesque surroundings. All should be well for us to do that, okay? Port Avon's chief export is souls quarried from vast stores entombed within the ruins. You'll need assistance, luck and discretion. The locals would not approve. Our chance of success is quite low. Souls, which I guess is what we could get, could be sold. It's actually worth 70 sovereigns, so probably we could sell it for 35. I don't know that we want to do that. I don't remember what our welcome here is. I think we can just go. Oh, what's that? Recruit a repentant devil. He's looking for passage. He claims to be useful. He doesn't ask where you're headed. I smell something fishy here. We can offer him a berth. He's repentant, there can be no harm. Also, we would hire him. He's not looking for passage, he's looking to stay. And we would have to pay him. That's not happening.